Hello and welcome, my name is Fundamental, and today I'm going to be talking about a bunch of random DVDs for shits and giggles because I'm kind of running out of ideas. So I don't want to keep making the exact same type of video over and over again, and I am also running out of ideas for videos. I'm not running out of things to talk about, nor am I running out of things to buy, but I can only buy so many things a month, and I only can watch so much anime a month to talk about. So something I thought would be kind of fun is going through my decent-sized DVD collection, pick out a bunch of random DVDs, some that are hated, some that I love, some that I personally hate, and some that I've not even seen, throw them all on a desk like I have here today, and just talk about them. I talk about them for 30 seconds, might talk about them for a minute, and I may recommend them or I may not recommend them. It varies title to title. This is something kind of fun I can do on hopefully every weekend or every other weekend, depending on how this video is received and depending on how hard it is going to be to make. But this might be kind of fun, so just join with me as I look at some random shit that are DVDs for shits and giggles. So firstly, we have Resident Evil. I actually really enjoy this film. I know a lot of people don't like the Resident Evil live action films, and that is perfectly fine. To each their own. I can understand why people hate them, but I like them for what they are, not what for they could have been. That sentence made no sense. I personally think in this film in particular, if you were to cut out a few things, update the CGI to where it wasn't shit, this would be a legitimately very good action horror. It's got some mystery, it's got some intrigue, it's got some cool action, it's got some fun acting. I enjoy the film, not everyone does, and that's perfectly fine. Still need to see the final chapter though. Still haven't seen that Resident Evil film. If it's anything to judge by, it's probably not as good as some of the earlier ones, but still. White Noise. Well, I kind of remember this film, but I've only seen it once. I've seen the sequel multiple times because I've actually watched the sequel first, but these are one of those film franchises where you can watch the sequel before the original and pretty much get what's happening. The first one wasn't very memorable, neither was the second one. Alright horror films, I suppose. A very charming bootleg copy of High School DxD seasons 1 through 3, so when I first watched High School DxD, I could not afford to purchase the series, and I don't stream things, so the only way to watch the series was to, well, purchase it. So what I had to do was I had to buy it on eBay, bootleg style, for 13 bucks. At the time, I did not realize it was bootleg, but when I got it and saw that all the episodes were on one disc each for each season, it kind of made sense that, oh, that's why the picture quality is shit, because this is not an official release. But in some weird way, it's kind of charming how blatantly not legal this copy is. It's fun, it's dumb, the picture quality is absolute shit, and the sub's not the best, but I still kind of enjoy owning it because it's just charming in its own right. Doom, the unrated extended edition. I've not even seen the sweary version of this. Both times I saw this film, it was on TV, therefore censored for broadcast purposes, and slightly cut down for, well, broadcast purposes. I've never seen this film uncensored, let alone extended. That's going to be a fun batshit crazy ride. It's pretty batshit, as said before, but it's an alright action film, I suppose. Got a few things here that people don't like, huh? So here we have Star Wars The Clone Wars, the animated film. Now, it got 6th season as a show, and it's getting a new 7th season. Hallelujah, I can't wait to see its 7th season. I can understand why the people don't like the animated movie. It isn't the best, and by standards of the series, it's certainly not good, but I don't hate it as much as a lot of other people do. It's, I suppose, an alright film, but by no means do you need to see it to watch the show. Star Wars The Clone Wars, the show itself, is alright. I think its first season and second season are meh. It gets better as each season went along. I do admit, though, that one of the major problems with it is it didn't air in order. Characters will be alive one episode, but you go to the next season, they'll be dead, but then you go to the next season, they'll be alive again. You actually have to look up on the internet the proper way to watch the show in order, otherwise it's going to be a big clusterfuck. But it's George Lucas, so when is it not a clusterfuck? It's still a pretty good damn sentence I make. It's a damn good show and highly recommended. Just don't mind its first few seasons as much. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the mid-2000s remake, not the 2012 remake, or the 90s. Okay, this film's been remade a few times, but this is the mid-2000 remake, as said a bit earlier. It's actually a pretty decent horror film, all things considered. I really enjoyed watching it. I will admit that I have not seen the original, nor have I seen any of the other films in the franchise, but I did enjoy this one. I enjoyed it enough that I probably should at some point really check out the original. Spooky, spooky skeletons and shivering down your bones. Ghost Ship. Never seen it before, but it's got a cool lenticular cover, so it can't. How bad could it be? I paid $1 for this one at a convention a long time ago, and I'd be quite interested to see if it's any good. Also, quick note, who remembers these cases where the cover was cardboard and they had this little plastic thing to close them? I always used to like those cases. Not space efficient, sure, but they always had a bit of personality to them I always liked. Speaking of those style of cases, Scooby-Doo Goes to Hollywood. I did not remember liking this movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so it might be better than I think, but I remembered not liking this film at all. Which is weird, because I love Scooby-Doo. I watch this shit religiously. Watched What's New Scooby-Doo, I watched a lot of the direct-to-video films, and some they aired on TV. I watched the original show. I was a Scooby-Doo fanboy. So for me to say that I don't remember liking one of the films, it's gotta be pretty bad. It might be better than I think, who knows. Like I said earlier, I really do have some films in here that people do not like, eh? Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, and Jason Snaps Next, the movie, as I like to call it. Jason Goes to Hell is a really nice clusterfuck of a palate cleanser after watching all 8 Friday the 13th films in a row, whereas Jason X is only good for a single kill where Jason dunks a chick's head and liquid nitrogen and her head freezes solidly. The film's cool and I'm glad that it exists for that kill alone, but outside of that single kill, the film's pretty forgettable. Jason Goes to Hell, pretty rememberable. In fact, I put this one at my number 10th favorite horror movie of all time, just because of how fucking weird it is. I like weird shit, and this is a weird movie, and I actually really enjoy it. But if you don't, that's perfectly fine. Do people even know that these are a thing? These are the first and the second Resident Evil CGI films. Now, I actually think these are really good, and I don't even know if a lot of people know that these things exist, but they're actually really good, decent. I don't know if they're decent adaptations. I've never played the Resident Evil games, but they're decent enough CGI films with some okay CG, some decent enough action, and some fun fight scenes. So, overall, decent films, recommended if you like zombies. Boardwalk Empire. Steve Buscemi does an excellent job as Nucky Thompson, the main character in this 1920s set Prohibition show. This is actually really good. It's decent characters, decent acting, some decent action with some pretty decent gore, actually. Decent show, highly recommended if you like yourself a drama set in the 1920s. Who the fuck here remembers Arnold? This thing only got a 13-episode DVD released as the best of Arnold. And yes, I did purposely mispronounce the name Arliss instead of Arnold. I didn't do that because I wasn't looking at the cover and just made an assumption of what the name was. I don't do that. That doesn't sound professional not looking at the camera. Ha 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 ha, next thing. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this thing actually never got an official release. Only thing is this 13 DVD set. There is no other release of this unless there's some happy motherfucker out there with with all of it recorded on a VHS tape. There's an 8-season series completely lost to time, which is a real shame. No matter how good or bad of a show it is, and I actually do like this show, no matter how good or bad a show is, it should not be lost to time with no official release at all. That's a real damn shame. Orphan Black Season 1 is a damn good drama. The main actress who does the chick you see here is an excellent actress because she's able to do 5 or 6 different versions of herself and make them all have individual personalities. You never feel that it's the same actor playing the same character. She does a very good job of making each character feel unique. I highly recommend this if you love a good drama. Live free or die hard. Never seen a single one of these films. I have no idea if they're any good. I have no idea if this is any good. I still, to this day, despite liking meh, cheesy action films, still have never seen it. Real shame. I'd watch one of these days, but I should say that about like 90% of my collection because I have like a good quarter of my collection I haven't watched at least. National Treasure 2, Nicolas Cage. No idea if this is any good because it's been a very long time since I've seen it. Now, I remember really enjoying this film when I first saw it, but I do have a tendency of remembering things better than they actually are, so it might be good, it might be bad, I have no idea, but I remember it quite fondly. Last and quite possibly least, who here remembers Contagion? I certainly don't. I can't remember a single thing about the film. The only thing I do remember was I didn't like the ending. I can't remember the characters, the acting, nothing. I just remember thinking, wow, that was anticlimactic. Does anyone here remember Contagion? Let me know, I suppose, in the comments below if you do. And there you have it. That was a bunch of random DVDs I had picked out of my cabinet. I'd like to do these videos like I said earlier, on the weekends, but I don't know. I might do these every other weekend. These might be a once a month thing. I'm going to at least try and make them a twice a month thing. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you'd like to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments below. Have a nice day. Once again, thanks for watching. Goodbye. Wow, this outro kind of sucks.